In the beginning of the drama, we see the female lead, Lin Yu, going to her dad's house because her mom and dad are divorced. In the meantime, the male lead named Shane enters, parking his bike near her dad's car. When he is looking around, his eyes fall on Lin Yu. Both of them look at each other. As the green light comes on, her dad drives the car, passing Shane's bike. Shane gets annoyed by this, so he rides his bike faster and passes their car. Lin Yu feels happy about it. Later, Shane arrives at his house and hangs a painting on the wall. Then, he starts remembering his mom. The next day, Lin Yu goes to a shop to repair her mom's bracelet. The shop is actually owned by Shane, who is the owner of the shop. Shane is checking her bracelet when someone calls him from behind. Then, his friend sees her bracelet and says, "It's not a tough job to make it." Lin Yu starts looking at things in the shop and likes a pen. Then, his friend approaches her and says, "You can't touch this pen." During this, her bracelet falls and gets broken. Lin Yu turns back and sees her bracelet broken. She shouts at him, "You broke my bracelet! Please give my bracelet back to me so I can go somewhere else to get it repaired." But he quickly puts it in a drawer and says, "We will give it to you after fixing it." Lin Yu then leaves through the back door. When the men return to the shop, they see the pen is missing and notice a note left by Lin Yu that says, "When you return the bracelet, I will return the pen." The next day, Lin Yu gets her admission to a new high school. The teacher takes her to the class. It is the teacher's first day, so he introduces himself. In the meantime, another student enters. The student is none other than Shane. When Lin Yu sees Shane, she smiles at him. He ignores her and says to the teacher, "I was busy working all night, that's why I'm late." Then he goes and sits on the last bench. Lin Yu goes and sits beside Shane. However, all the students are scared to sit beside Shane. She sits beside him and says, "Tomorrow I will return your pen." Meanwhile, his friend Wang also enters the class, also late. After the teacher leaves, Wang says to Shane, "This is the girl." Shane replies, "Who is she?" Then he leaves. We see Shane coming towards the class, and all the students are scared of him. When Lin Yu enters the class, she sees Shane sleeping in the classroom. She sits next to him. As she is looking at him, he opens his eyes. He asks her, "What happened?" Lin Yu asks him, "What about my bracelet?" He says, "It's not ready yet, but I will fix it." Then we see Lin Yu talking to her dad on the phone from the rooftop of her school. She tells him, "I want to stay in the hostel." But her dad scolds her and tells her, "This won't happen." Then she hangs up the call. Shane, who is sitting on the rooftop, is listening to their conversation, and he smiles. Then she sees a girl who is being bullied by some girls. Lin Yu comes over to protect her, but the girl tells her, "You are new here. You don't know about me yet." Lin Yu says, "Okay, but you also know with whom I sit in class." The girl says, "Are you trying to scare me?" Shane is listening to their conversation from above. He understands that she is talking about him. Then Lin Yu takes the girl with her. After Lin Yu leaves, Shane comes down and asks the girl, "Why were you bothering my classmates?" She is scared of him and leaves. The girl thanks Lin Yu for helping her. Lin Yu says, "I don't like noise, that's why I came to help you." Then she leaves. When Lin Yu arrives home, her stepbrother opens the door. Lin Yu tells him, "I brought milk for you because you like it a lot, right?" He says, "There is enough milk in the fridge." She tells him, "I cannot use the things of others, so I brought milk from outside." He doesn't say anything, and Lin Yu goes to her room. Later, she is eating ice cream at a shop. She is looking outside. Shane is watching her. He enters the shop with his cat. Lin Yu tells him, "I didn't think you have a cat." She starts playing with the cat. Shane asks her, "Aren't you coming to my shop tonight to take the bracelet?" She says, "Yes." And then they leave together. They reach his home and he gives Lin Yu her bracelet. She starts playing with the cat. Then he tells her, "This shop isn't mine but my uncle's." Shane then leaves to bring his cat, which went outside in the rain. He sees Lin Yu sleeping on the sofa. He covers her with a blanket and comes closer to her. Lin Yu, by mistake, slaps him. He is confused about what happened. Lin Yu sits up and tells him, "The one who hit you last time must not exist in this world." Shane laughs and says, "You are the first one who slapped me." Later at home, Lin Yu is thinking of staying in the hostel, but she doesn't have enough money, so she decides to sell her clothes. But when she counts the money, she realizes that it's not enough. When she is at school, 3 of them are using their phones during class. The teacher sees them and takes their phones away. He calls them to the staff room and scolds them. "Are you short of money? It's your age to study, not to earn money." He asks them, "Leave the staff room." Lin Yu quickly picks up their phones and gives them back. She then asks, "Have you paid the rent yet?" They say no. Then she says, "I also don't have money because I also have to pay the rent." She suggests, "We have the same situation, so why don't we become partners and do some work?" Shane agrees to this. She sits in a shop and thinks about what kind of work they can do. Some girls are talking about homemade items being better. Lin Yu gets an idea from this. She goes to meet them and says, "We will convert this shop into a homemade shop." Shane agrees to this. They all start setting up the shop. They have made some videos which they edited and uploaded. Some customers come to the shop and select items. Then a couple comes to the shop, chooses an item, and asks for the price. Shane tells them, "This item is not for sale." Shane gets angry because of his rude behavior. Due to the couple's bad review, they stop getting customers. Lin Yu asks Shane, "Why did you put this item here if you didn't want to sell it?" Shane doesn't say anything and asks her, "Put the item aside." He ends the cooperation with Lin Yu, and she leaves. As Lin Yu is going to school, Shane's other friend stops her and tells her, "You remember you had given your bracelet to be repaired? The master stayed up late to fix it. Do you know why? Because the master thinks every item has a memory attached to it. That's why people keep items, even if they are old." Lin Yu understands this. At home, she writes a story, posts it online, and then comes back to work. Everyone is happy to see her. After posting the story, their shop starts getting reviews, but they are still waiting for customers. Then, a couple comes to the shop, and Wang gets very happy seeing them. The couple gets scared of him. They get a lot of customers that day and even make a profit. Everyone is happy. But then, the teacher arrives. Seeing him, everyone becomes silent. The teacher scolds them. "You guys think the teacher doesn't do anything. I told you to focus on your studies, but you didn't, and are busy making money. Moreover, your exams are coming." After listening to the teacher, they all leave. After coming outside, Lin Yu remembers that she forgot something in the shop, so she tells them, "You guys go. I will come back to pick up one item." Meanwhile, inside, the teacher tells Shane, "I know why you are always late for school. You are giving all your time to the shop." Lin Yu is listening to the teacher. The teacher tells Shane, "Take care of your health," and then he leaves. After this, Lin Yu returns home. She sends Shane a cute sticker. He starts smiling when he sees it. Later, Lin Yu is in class using her phone. Shane tells her, "Focus on class first and use the phone later." She asks him, "Why are you worried so much about me?" Shane keeps quiet. The teacher calls Wang and asks him, "Remove your cap and mask." Wang removes the mask and shows his face. Everyone starts laughing at him because there is a slap mark on his face, one he got from his dad. He tells them, "My dad said if I don't get good marks this time, he will stop my pocket money and even my scholarship." Lin Yu asks him, "You get a scholarship?" He says, "Yes, the top 10 students in the class get a scholarship." Then she asks Shane, "We all sit together, so why don't we help each other study?" Lin Yu is coming to a place with a girl where Shane is already sitting. Shane sees them coming, but the boys standing with him are talking about Lin Yu that she is so pretty and cute. Shane feels jealous. He gets up and goes to them. He first kicks the ball under him, and then when the boy starts fighting with Shane, Shane tells him, "Stay away from Lin Yu because she is my classmate." Lin Yu is standing far away, watching them. She doesn't know what is happening. The next day, Shane is late for class again. The teacher scolds him for this. Even he asks Shane a question during the lecture. Shane keeps quiet. Lin Yu tries to help Shane by giving him answers from below. The teacher sees this and scolds her, but she doesn't listen and tries to cheat by writing the formula from below. Shane tells the correct formula directly. Lin Yu doesn't notice this. When Shane sits, she tells him, "You don't need to thank me." Shane says, "Don't think I don't know physics." Then, we see Lin Yu is looking at something and laughing. She sends the same thing to Shane. Shane recognizes her, even after the name being different. He smiles, seeing the cute message. The next day, Lin Yu is standing in front of teacher. Shane also arrives. The teacher tells Shane, "You guys have to get good marks, right?" Lin Yu says, "Leave this to me. I will help him to get good marks." Shane doesn't say anything. When they leave from the staff room, Shane tells Lin Yu, "I got a cute message from someone." Lin Yu asks, "From where and who was it?" Shane acts like he doesn't know. Lin Yu laughs and leaves from there. Then, the day of the exam arrives. Shane is twisting his pencil. Lin Yu sees this and tells him, "Start the paper." He first reads all the questions and then starts writing. He finishes the paper very quickly and then falls asleep. Lin Yu tries to wake him up, but the teacher is near them. Then the teacher tells everyone, there are only 5 minutes left for the paper. Hearing this, Shane gets up and leaves. Lin Yu is worried for him. Meanwhile, Wang is happy and comes out saying, "I have solved all the questions. I think I will pass this time." Then Lin Yu arrives and says, "Some people will fail this time." Wang asks, "Are you talking about Shane?" She asks him, "How was his paper? Was it good?" He says, "The paper was okay," and leaves. But she thinks he didn't write anything in the paper. Then their results are out. Lin Yu rushes to see the results. She sees her name in the list. She is very happy because she is in the top 10. Then Wang comes there and says, "See my results too." Lin Yu shows him the results and tells him, "You all have passed." Wang is very happy. Shane had also arrived there. Lin Yu sees that Shane's name is not on the list. She says, "You failed. Your name is not here." Then some girls say, "See, Shane is in the top 10. Then Lin Yu goes to see the results. Lin Yu is in the top 10, while Shane is in the 9th position because he got 2 extra marks in physics. Lin Yu gets angry and thinks, if he was so intelligent, why didn't he tell me earlier? Shane comes behind her and says, "Why are you angry with me?" Lin Yu says, "I think I am not a better teacher because you got 2 extra marks than me." Then she leaves. The class announces the results. Lin Yu and Shane are both in the top 10. Lin Yu writes her anger on a paper. He writes, "Are you angry with me because I got 2 extra marks than you in physics?" She ignores him. She takes revenge from him during the exercise class. First, she hits him, and then she says, "I told you not to talk in the exercise class." Then, she hits him again and leaves the class. The next day, when Lin Yu is sitting near Shane, he finally apologizes to her. Lin Yu says, "You came to know about your mistake." He says, "Did you hit me because I got 2 extra marks?" Then, a student comes and asks Shane for help with a question. Shane starts explaining. Lin Yu gets happy seeing this. As soon as Shane looks at her, her smile disappears. Then, we see the teacher calls them. He tells them, "According to school rules, scholarships are awarded to the top 10 students, but this time there will be only 1 scholarship for both of you. If you both want to apply, I will submit your applications. Whoever gets the scholarship will get it." After listening to this, when Lin Yu goes out, she tells Shane, "Don't apply for the scholarship." He says, "Why?" "It's a great opportunity." Lin Yu tells him a fake story. "I came from a poor village, so I need the scholarship." But Shane doesn't take her seriously and leaves from there. Lin Yu gets angry. Seeing this, Shane says, "If you want to hit me, hit me." Lin Yu comes to hit him, but then his friend calls him. Seeing him, she gets happy and runs to him. Then, she performs a friendship dance with him. Then, she tells Shane, "He is my friend Lu Yao," and also introduces Shane to his friend. Shane comes to them. Lu Yao says, "I want to talk to Lin Yu, so I am taking her with me. If you want to come, you can join us." Shane says, "No, I want to go home." Lin Yu and her friend start talking. The next day, Lin Yu is called by the teacher, who gives her the scholarship money. He tells her, "Shane didn't apply for the scholarship. That's why you got it." Lin Yu gets happy and goes to take a room in the hostel. She pays the money. The hostel manager gives her an application form. She needs her parents' signature on the form. Seeing this, she feels sad, thinking, what will she do now? Later, Lin Yu is thinking in her class. Shane draws a sketch, and after seeing his signature on the sketch, she decides to get a signature from Shane for her hostel application form. She says, "I need a signature of my dad. You sign like my dad." Shane asks her, "Do you want to make me your dad?" Lin Yu is about to say something, but someone calls her to the office. Then we see the teacher asking the students if anyone wants to participate in the sports event. Then, Shane raises his hand to participate. Wang also raises his hand and participates in the race. The class is over. Shane and all his classmates leave. Lin Yu is still in the class. She checks the hostel form and is happy to see that Shane already signed it. Then, sports day arrives where they have a race with Lu Yao's school. Everyone says these two can't win the race, but Shane and Wang have made a plan. According to the plan, Wang runs very fast. Because of this, Lu Yao also has to run very fast. Then Wang falls because of running so fast. Shane starts running in his place. Shane was running very slowly before, but his speed increases rapidly. Lin Yu also understands their plan and starts cheering for Shane. Shane wins the race. Then many girls come to Shane and give him water. Shane ignores all the girls and drinks water from the bottle given by Lin Yu. Lin Yu returns to her hostel from school. Then she gets a call from her brother. He tells her, "Dad has arrived home, so you should return home." In the next scene, Lin Yu is upset and sitting at a store because she had a fight with her dad. Shane also reaches there. She tries to hide her face, but Shane sees the mark of the slap on her face. He asks her, "What happened?" Lin Yu says, "I want to fight with someone." He says, "Okay, fight, but tell me the reason first." Lin Yu hits him on the forehead, hitting hard. Shane says, "Bring your face close to me, I will also hit you like this." Then, both of them leave from there. The next day, Shane takes her to a hospital to meet his uncle. He tells her, "This is my uncle. He is in a coma." She sees how well Shane is taking care of him and asks Shane, "Do you always stay awake at night to take care of him?" Shane says, "Yes. After my parents left, he never let me feel their absence." Then, a doctor calls and tells them, "After you left, a boy came and he was repeatedly saying that he has to meet your uncle, but we didn't allow him." Shane says, "When he comes again, you all have to tell me." When Shane comes to drop Lin Yu at the hostel, her brother is already there to pick her up. Shane says, "If any problem happens, you have to tell me." Her brother responds, "I'm here with her." Hearing this, Shane looks at him angrily, and then they leave. Meanwhile, at Shane's house, a mysterious boy enters and starts checking everything. Then Lin Yu and Shane both arrive at home. When Shane enters, he sees the boy and asks, "What are you doing here? I told you not to meet my uncle." The boy starts to misbehave with him. Shane starts to beat him, but Lin Yu stops him. Then the boy asks, "Who is this girl? You let her enter your room?" He talks more rudely. So, Shane hits his hand on the painting behind him. The boy runs away, but then Shane remembers that there was something important of his uncle's. Realizing that it is missing, he runs after the boy. When he returns, Lin Yu has already gone, but she has left some medicine for him. He applies it to his injured hand. The next day, when Shane comes to school, Wang asks him, "What happened?" Lin Yu says, "A cat scratched him." Shane wants to say something to her but can't, and he isn't able to say sorry. Shane's birthday is coming, so Lin Yu is discussing the birthday gift with his friends. The three friends arrive at Shane's house in the morning, but no one has the courage to go inside and get him. Shane comes out of the house on his own. He sees them and asks, "What are you doing here?" Lin Yu pushes Wang forward. Wang says, "Will you come with me?" Shane ignores him and goes back inside. In the next scene, all three friends are at an amusement park. Wang surprises Shane with a small car. Seeing this, Shane's face falls, but then he finally sits in the car and the others sit in different cars. They all start a race with each other. Wang's car stops, so he starts to run forward. Shane begins to chase him. Lin Yu is recording the moment because she enjoys seeing Shane smile. Later, Shane asks Lin Yu, "Did you not prepare any surprise for me?" Lin Yu responds, "I have no money left, so I have no surprise for you." After saying this, she starts taking photos, and Shane smiles as he watches her. In the next scene, the teacher announces about the half-day off on Friday. After that, he gives the bad news that the PTM will happen. Hearing this, Shane and Lin Yu start to think about whom to bring, because Shane has only his uncle and Lin Yu has a stepbrother. Then Lin Yu calls her brother from the rooftop and says, "Come to my PTM." He immediately replies, "I'll come." The next day, Lin Yu's brother comes to attend the PTM. She takes him inside with her. She says, "You should praise me." Just then, her teacher calls her because Lin Yu's mom was already there. Lin Yu asks her, "Mom, you are here?" Her mom replies, "Yes, I came to see you. If it's PTM, I will attend it." The teacher asks him, "Who are you?" He responds, "I am her brother." Then he goes to the class. Lin Yu's mom keeps looking at him. Lin Yu leaves from there and starts thinking about her mom and how her mom left her, but now she is back. Shane comes to Lin Yu and asks her, "Your mom came to meet you, so why are you sad?" Lin Yu replies, "I thought that my mom left me completely, but I don't know why she came back." Lin Yu goes back to the hostel and sits in her room. Then her mom comes there and says, "I'm taking you from here. Stay with me for a few days." Lin Yu says, "I don't want to go home," but her mom says, "I will wait for you downstairs for 20 minutes. She packs her bags and goes with her mom. She messages Shane, "Mom took me with her. I will stay with her for some days." Shane calls her repeatedly, but her phone was unreachable. At night, she was talking with Shane when she hears her mom's voice. She puts the phone down to pretend that she is sleeping. The next day, Lin Yu asks her mom, "Did you leave me because your company had some loss?" Lin Yu's mom says, "Whatever I did for you, I did it for your good." Lin Yu starts to argue with her and says, "Just think that you don't have me, you should get another daughter." Then, she ends her relationship with her mom and leaves from there. Lin Yu wants to go back to her hostel and tells Shane, "I cannot go through the main gate because the hostel has canceled me." So she takes help from Shane and asks him, "Send me to that wall." Lin Yu sits on that wall and finally reaches her hostel. Later, the teacher is telling everyone about the New Year holiday. Everyone was very happy, but the teacher tells them, "After the holiday, you all will have finals." Everyone gets sad. Lin Yu was also going to leave, but Shane says, "Let's go out on New Year's Eve." On New Year's Day, Lin Yu reaches the place where Shane had asked her to come. She calls Shane and says, "I reached the place, but there are many people here." Shane replies, "Stay there, I'm coming." Lin Yu is searching for him, and Shane is also searching for her. Finally, they both meet each other, and the countdown starts. Both of them are running towards each other and reach close to each other in the last second. They both laugh and watch the fireworks. Then they are talking with each other, and Lin Yu's mom sees them. Lin Yu also notices that her mom has seen them. When Lin Yu goes home with her mom tells her, "As soon as your semester ends, I will take you with me." Lin Yu says, "I don't want to go. I want to stay here. Won't you ask me what I want?" Her mom replies, "You have no right to choose anything." Lin Yu starts crying after hearing this. Finally, the time for their final exams arrives. When their exams are over, Lin Yu goes to her dorm and starts packing her things. In the next scene, Wang is checking the result. He and his friend don't find Lin Yu's name there, but when they reach the last list, they find Lin Yu has failed. They are shocked to see this result. They both quickly go to Lin Yu and tell her, "Talk to the teacher, what happened to your result?" Lin Yu doesn't say anything. Just then, the teacher arrives there. He tells them Lin Yu has transferred her school. Lin Yu gives her last speech in the class and leaves quietly. Then, Wang starts running behind her and says, "You spent so much time with us, but now you are not even waiting for Shane." Lin Yu doesn't say anything, and her mom tells her, "Hurry up, otherwise we will miss our plane." Then she goes with her mom. Shane runs to stop her, but he faces a traffic jam, so he gets out of the taxi and starts running. Lin Yu was also waiting for him, thinking Shane would come, but nothing like this happens. When Shane reaches there, Lin Yu's flight has already departed. Lin Yu reaches her destination and sits in the car with her mom. While plugging her phone into the charger, her mom takes the phone from her hand and says, "You will not get this phone. You should focus on your studies." Lin Yu says, "I promised my friends that I would tell them as soon as I reached the destination." Lin Yu's mom says, "Why would you tell them? They aren't your friends now." After a few days, Shane's uncle also passed away. All his friends come to the funeral. Shane thanks them and says, "I'm leaving now." When Shane leaves from there, another boy, Xing, comes there. He sees the uncle's picture and calls him master. On the other hand, Lin Yu is trying to call Shen from her school's phone, but he doesn't attend the call. Just then, her mom arrives and calls her. Meanwhile, Shane checks his phone and sees that he got a call from the city where Lin Yu lives. When Lin Yu was about to leave from there, she hears a ringtone, but she doesn't stop because her mom was watching her, so she quietly leaves. This call was for Shane. Later, she is sitting in the class. She hears a voice that sounds exactly like Shane's, so she quickly checks and finds out that it is not Shane. She remembers the time spent with Shane even when she is going to sleep. Meanwhile, Shane opens a box and finds a page written by Lin Yu. Shane remembers that they both decided to go to the same university. Thinking about all these things, he closes the box again. He goes to his uncle's grave and tells his uncle, "I am going to close the store because of the exam. After that, I will reopen it again." Then, Lin Yu and Shane both study very well. Finally, their entrance exam comes. Both of them give the exam well. On the day of their result, both of them pass the exam, and they are both happy seeing the result. Lin Yu's mom doesn't want to send her to the university in which she wanted to go to, but Lin Yu says, "I'm not someone who will follow you blindly. I have to decide it for myself." She picks her bag and goes to the university. When she reaches there, she remembers Shane. On the other side, Shane also reached the university. When he goes to get himself registered, firstly he asks, "Where is the finance department?" Meanwhile, Lin Yu is asking about the physics department. Then they go to each other's department. On their way, they can't see each other because of a poster. Then he asks the staff, "Is a student with this name registered?" They tell him, "She just got her name registered and left from here." Hearing this, Shane is disheartened. Meanwhile, Lin Yu goes to the boys' dorm and asks, "Is there a boy with this name?" They tell her, "There is no boy with this name here." After hearing this, Lin Yu leaves from there. Meanwhile, it starts to rain heavily. Lin Yu is running while carrying her bags. During running, her luggage falls down. Lin Yu picks it up, but she is not able to lift it. Shane comes from behind and holds an umbrella for her. Shane gives her the umbrella and lifts her bag. He takes the bag and leaves. Seeing this, Lin Yu is very happy and runs behind him. Lin Yu goes back to her room, and her roommate gives her 2 movie tickets and says, "I won't be able to go. If you want to go, you can go." Zhao denies and tells Lin Yu, "Why don't you go with Shane?" Hearing this, Lin Yu says, "I will ask Shane first." Lin Yu sends Shane a message about going to see a movie. Shane agrees. They both go to see a movie. While looking ahead, she sees a couple kissing, and she becomes silent. Shane also sees this. Later, when Lin Yu goes back to her room and sees her new roommate and they introduce each other, then she tells everyone, "Let's go for a party." When they go to the party, everyone starts to drink and makes a video call to Shane. Shane asks Lin Yu, "Where are you?" Lin Yu doesn't tell him but says, "I will meet you at your store." He goes to the store and asks Lin Yu to get up. Lin Yu doesn't get up and makes Lin Yu sit there. Lin Yu says, I missed you so much when we were separated. I thought that you left me forever because you didn't pick up my calls. Shane says, my mom took my phone. I wanted to talk, but how could I? Lin Yu starts to cry, and seeing this, tears also come in Shane's eyes. Then she hugs him. The next day, when Lin Yu goes to her hostel, Shane calls her asking, where are you? She says, I am busy, I will talk later. But Shane is already standing behind her. When Lin Yu sees him, she says, yesterday I drank a little too much. I don't remember whatever I talked to you. Shane says, you did something to me. She says, no, I didn't hit you. Then she leaves saying, I have some work. Shane says, next time, drink less. Later, Lin Yu is sitting with her friends, who still keep discussing Shane, saying, he might like you. Lin Yu says, no, he doesn't like me, nor do I like him. Shane is listening to all these conversations and laughs. After returning to her room, Lin Yu feels like messaging Shane and asking him, what type of girl do you like? She messages him. Shane laughs on reading this message. Later, she goes to get yogurt and sees a boy standing there. She recognizes him as Shane from his back, but then Shane comes from behind and says, do you like this guy that you are watching for so long? Lin Yu denies it. Shane says, I thought you were already full to see the cute boys, and leaves. Then all three of them are going to their hostel. Some girls pass by and they say, today, there is a basketball match between the physics and finance department. There is a cute boy in the physics department. His name is Shane. Hearing this, Lin Yu's friends ask her, which department will you support? She says, of course, my department. Then Lin Yu's friend tells her, when I went to buy something, Shane was standing there. He took out his phone from his pocket and his bracelet fell. It means he will give you that bracelet. Lin Yu says, he never gives gifts to anyone. Her friend says, if he gave you that bracelet, it means... Lin Yu laughs and leaves. The next morning, Lin Yu wakes up early and reaches to watch Shane's match. Shane says, I wanted to see whom you support, me or your department. Shane goes for the match. When he scores a goal, Lin Yu starts clapping for him, but the girls of her department start looking at her. When Lin Yu's department scores a goal, Lin Yu is not happy at all. Instead, she is angry. Seeing this, her friends say, clap now! But she is silent. After the match ends, Lin Yu's friend gives her a water bottle, saying, go give it to Shane. Just then, a girl arrives there and gives him a water bottle, which he takes. Lin Yu does not like it and leaves in anger. Shane notices it. He looks at the water bottle and understands everything. The next day, while all three friends are going out for a walk, they see Shane standing on the road. Then a girl reaches him and Shane gives her a bracelet. Her friends say, this is the bracelet that fell from his pocket. Seeing this, Lin Yu leaves angrily. Shane calls Lin Yu and asks her to come down. She cuts the call, but then comes down. Shane takes her to the school, but the school was closed, so both of them jump over the wall and go inside. Then both of them go to their class. They remember their good old days. Finally, they reach the rooftop of the school. He says to her, you asked me what type of girl I like, I want to tell you now. When he was about to say, the fireworks started, and both of them become silent. Then Lin Yu asks him, do you want a girlfriend? She is about to confess her feelings, but Shane holds her hand and says, it's my job. He smiles and holds her hand tightly. Shane kisses her. After this, both of them become boyfriend and girlfriend. When Lin Yu reaches her hostel, she sees that her roommate had a breakup. She is crying a lot. Lin Yu's friend tells her, her story is similar to yours. Her boyfriend was also her desk mate, but he cheated on her after coming to the university. After listening to them, Lin Yu calls Shane and says, my roommate is going through the same story as ours, but she didn't get her love, so we should not tell anyone about our relationship, but we will make it official when she gets better. Shane agrees. Later, her friend wakes her up and says, you need to do something more for Shane so that his feelings grow. Lin Yu does not pay attention to her words because they are already in a relationship. The friend gets angry and leaves. Then Lin Yu goes to her shooting class. There is a coach who is asking them to practice hard. Lin Yu is not practicing properly, so she leaves with a sad face. Shane asks her, what happened? She says, I couldn't shoot properly. Shane starts laughing at her and Lin Yu says, you also know how to shoot? Why not teach me? Shane replies, let me think about it. Then the coach comes over and says to Shane, I didn't know you were also in this university. I looked for you a lot, but you disappeared. You left shooting in between. The coach tries to persuade him, but Shane takes Lin Yu away from there. Later, the coach Rong comes back to Shane and says, think about it. You were a champion before and better than me. I am here because of you. But Shane says, 4 years have passed. I do not want to come back to it. Then Lin Yu arrives. She sees both of them sitting together and stops at the door of the classroom. Shane starts to leave and Rong says, "Let's think about it." Shane replies, "That was my past. Don't take it to the president." When he comes out of the class, he sees Lin Yu standing there. He takes her outside. Lin Yu asks him, "Why are you not doing shooting anymore?" He says, "I was 8 years old when I learned it, but I left it." Lin Yu listens to him and says, "I was a girl who had no dreams, but seeing you, I learned that dreams also exist. You should pursue your dream." Shane holds her hand after listening to her words. After this, all the friends go for dinner together. Lin Yu asks Shane, "What about the bracelet you gave that girl?" Shane admits, "The only person I like is you." It turns out Shane was just reading Lin Yu's script. They both laugh, and Lin Yu's friends realize they've been dating already. They ask Lin Yu, "Why didn't you tell us sooner?" Lin Yu explains, "It was because our roommate had just had a breakup." Wang doesn't believe the relationship and asks, "Kiss to prove it." Shane reveals, "We've already kissed," making everyone cheer. Afterward, they drink and have fun. Lin Yu then gets a call from her dad, who asks her to come home for the weekend. When Lin Yu arrives, her dad introduces her to a family friend and sets her up on a blind date with his son. Lin Yu tells her dad, "I already have a boyfriend," which surprises him. Shane later comes to pick her up, and Lin Yu apologizes, "Sorry for not telling you." On their way out, she gets a call from her dad. Lin Yu's dad says, "You should leave your boyfriend and think about the other guy because he's a good person." Shane feels jealous and comments, "I thought you were having dinner with your parents, but now it seems like you're considering having dinner with someone else." Lin Yu just smiles and teases him, "My boyfriend is getting jealous." Shane denies it, but before Lin Yu heads to her hostel, she gives Shane a kiss on the cheek, making him happy. The next morning, Shane calls Lin Yu and tells her, "Look outside." She sees him and he says, "I want to take you somewhere." He takes her to an old shop and explains, "I had closed it for my entrance exams, but now I plan to reopen it." Lin Yu is worried that if he reopens the shop, it might affect his dream of competing in rapid-fire shooting. As they start cleaning and organizing the shop, Lin Yu finds a box containing a bracelet. Just then Shane calls her, so she leaves it and goes away. Later, Shane tells her, "In my childhood, my parents left me and went to Africa. Since then, I lived with Uncle. During that time, he also adopted a boy named Xing. I used to be busy shooting all day, so Xing always used to take care of Uncle at home. Once my shooting competition was about to happen, when Uncle came to know about this, he wanted to come watch the match, even though it was raining, and unfortunately, he had an accident on the way. Then, Xing tells him, "All this happened because of you. If you had not called him for the match, he would have been fine today." Shane also blames himself for his accident, due to which he quit his shooting as well. After this, he shows Lin Yu some drawings made by his uncle. In one of the drawings, Lin sees the same bracelet and tells him, "I saw it in a box." Hearing this, Shane quickly opens the box and finds not only the bracelet, but also a USB drive. When Shane plugs the USB into his laptop and plays it, he finds a video from his uncle. In the video, his uncle says, "At first, I wanted you to take care of my shop, but when I saw how happy you were while shooting, I realized you should follow your dream." Hearing this, Shane starts crying, and Lin hugs him. Afterward, he decides to start shooting again and goes for training. In the next scene, Lin is in her dorm and tells her roommates, "Since Shane is busy with training, I will attend his physics class for him." One of her friends asks, "Will you take his phone too so he doesn't get distracted during training?" Lin replies, "Yes." Then her roommate says, "Boys have many private things on their phones. Will he give you his phone?" Hearing this, Lin starts thinking. The next morning, she goes to Shane and says, "Today is your first day of training, and I want you to focus, so give me your phone." Shane takes out his phone and hands it to her. Then Lin says, "You also need to give me the password. If there's anything private you want to delete, you can do it now." But Shane immediately tells her the password. It turns out that the password is the date of their first kiss. Then Lin Yu says, "From now on, I'll attend your physics class." And with that, she leaves. In the next scene, Lin Yu's mom calls her to meet and asks her, "Why did you get such bad marks in your subjects?" Just then, Lin Yu gets a call from Shane, but her mom snatches the phone from her hand and says, "Is this the same boy who was with you in school? Have you fallen in love with him?" Lin Yu replies, "Yes, I love him." Then her mom says, "So that's why your results were so bad?" Lin Yu responds, "No, my bad results have a personal reason." After that, her mom tells her to go abroad. Lin Yu refuses to go abroad, and they argue about it, and then Lin Yu leaves. Lin Yu has now returned, and Shane comes to pick her up. Seeing him, she hugs him. After that, Shane takes her to his home and says, "You sleep on my bed, I'll sleep on the sofa." Later, when Lin Yu is drying her hair, Shane helps her and then puts her to sleep. When Lin Yu wakes up in the morning, Shane is sitting right in front of her. Seeing him, she quickly sits up, but Shane is coming in a bit too close. Noticing this, Lin Yu starts saying, "You're taking advantage of my illness." However, Shane is just checking her fever. After checking, he realizes that her fever is gone, but he still gives her some medicine and says, "You need to rest." Lin Yu agreeing with him. After expressing his love, Shane leaves. In the next scene, Lin Yu is called by her mom to meet. When she is talking to her mom, she says, "You called me here again just so I would break up with Shane, right? But I already made it clear to you last time that I'm not breaking up with him." This leads to a heated argument between the mother and daughter. After venting her frustrations, when Lin Yu is about to leave, her mom suddenly falls ill. Lin Yu has to rush her to the hospital in an emergency. She then goes to get her mom's medicine but realizes she doesn't have enough money. She calls her brother Fu and tells him everything. When the doctor comes out, Lin Yu asks, "How is my mom?" The doctor replies, "Her condition is not good, and maybe she won't regain consciousness until tonight." The doctor then takes her to his office and informs her, "Your mom has a liver issue. Operating now would be very risky." Lin Yu is left worried after hearing this. Now her mom had regained consciousness and was even sitting up, but Lin Yu tells her, "The doctor has informed me about your disease." To this, her mom responds, "Yes, I already knew." Lin Yu then asks, "Why didn't you tell me?" Her mom replies, "Do you even care about me?" The Lin Yu says to her, "The doctor said there's a bit of risk with your surgery," but her mom says, "I won't have the surgery." When Lin Yu tries to push her to go through with the surgery, her mom responds, "Fine, I'll get the surgery, but only if you break up with Shane." Hearing this, Lin Yu leaves out angrily, thinking about what she should do next. Meanwhile, Shane is waiting for Lin Yu before he leaves for training. As he starts to leave after waiting for a while, Lin Yu arrives. Seeing her, Shane says, "It looks like you're not okay." She responds, "I didn't sleep all night. That's why I'm feeling like this." Now it's time for Shane to go, so he leaves. Later, when Shane is free from his training, he video calls Lin Yu. Lin Yu is with her mom at the time, so she quietly slips out and switches from video to voice call. Shane asks, "Why didn't you talk to me on video call?" She explains, "There's no light in the dorm. It's really dark." Shane believes her. When Lin Yu goes back to her mom, she says, "I've made up my mind. I'll break up with Shane, but he's still in training. As soon as he's back, I'll tell him it's over." At night, Lin Yu wants to call Shane, but her mom isn't letting her leave. When the nurse finishes checking on her mom, Lin Yu sneaks out, pretending to get medicine. She goes to a store and video calls Shane. She says, "I was in the library earlier, that's why I missed your call." Shane asks, "What are you doing at a convenience store at this time of night?" She replies, "I was hungry, so I came here to get something." After they finish talking and Shane ends the call, he still feels something isn't right. So, he calls Fu and says, "I feel like Lin Yu is hiding something from me." Fu tells him her mom is sick. That's why she's at the hospital with her. Hearing this, Shane rushes to the hospital to meet Lin Yu. As soon as she sees him, she hugs him. Then, Lin Yu explains her mom's condition to Shane. When Shane holds her hands, they're cold, so he says, "I'll go get something warm for you." When he returns, he finds Lin Yu already asleep, so he takes off his coat and places it over her. Her mom also comes out and sees them together. In the next scene, Shane is sitting with Lin Yu's mom. Her mom says to him, "Break up with my daughter." Shane replies, "I won't." She asks, "Why not?" Shane responds, "You don't even know what your daughter wants or doesn't want. I'm not here to prove you wrong, but to tell you how much your daughter loves you." Lin Yu, watching them talk from outside, listens in. Shane continues, "I didn't meet your daughter because of the school transfer, but because of the bracelet you gave her. She came to me to get it fixed, and that's how we met." Hearing all this, tears well up in Lin Yu's mom's eyes, and Lin Yu stands there crying too. Next morning, Lin Yu returns to her mom, bringing food for her. Her mom asks, "What is the schedule for my operation?" Hearing this, Lin Yu becomes very happy and says, "I'll go talk to the doctor right now." After that, she goes to see off Shane for his training. As Shane is about to leave, he makes a heart with his hands. Seeing this, Lin Yu also makes a heart with her hands and shows it to him. At night, Lin Yu is lying beside her mom's bed, waiting for Shane's message. As soon as Shane's message arrives, she gets up and goes outside to sit. She starts talking to Shane over a video call. Shane asks her, "When is your mom's operation?" She replies, Tomorrow, Shane says. Don't worry. As soon as I finish my training, I'll come to you. She responds, No, my brother will come here. You just focus on your training and perform well tomorrow. I'll watch you live. Hearing this, Shane becomes happy. On one side, Shane's competition is going on, and on the other, Lin Yu's mom's operation. Lin Yu is watching Shane's performance live. Shane comes third in the competition, and everyone is happy for him. Meanwhile, Lin Yu's mom's operation is also completed. As soon as the doctor comes out, he informs them that the operation went well, but says, You can't meet her just yet. Shane checks his phone, and Lin Yu has already messaged him that her mom's operation was successful. Seeing this, Shane is happy. When Lin Yu steps outside the room, she sees that Shane had already arrived, but while waiting for her, he had fallen asleep. Lin Yu goes and sits beside him, lifts his head, places it on her shoulder, and falls asleep beside him. The next day, Lin Yu's mom was getting discharged. Lin Yu was packing her things and getting ready to take her home. Just then, Shane shows up, helping her out. Lin Yu's mom notices them together but doesn't say anything. When Lin Yu comes back, her mom starts saying, I didn't know Shane was such a good boy, and I also didn't know that he understands you better than even I do. From the way he talks, I can see how much you mean to him. He's nothing like your dad. Don't make any rash decisions like I did, or else even a husband like him might leave you. Lin Yu replies, Mom, whatever I do in the future, I'll do it after thinking it through. After this, Lin Yu and Shine decide to go on a trip, but when they arrive at the hotel where they were supposed to stay, they find out it's fully booked. The receptionist informs them, We have a tent outside. You can stay there. I'll give it to you for free. Now, with only one tent available, both of them feel nervous. They go to check out the tent, and seeing how small it is, Shane says, I'll find another hotel to stay at for the night. But Lin Yu responds, What's the problem? We'll just sleep together tonight, right? Immediately after saying that, Lin Yu wonders to herself what she just said. But then she says, Come on, let's just enjoy ourselves. And so the two of them start having a great time together. When night falls, Lin Yu goes and sits in the tent and calls Shane. Shane, hearing her, also comes into the tent and lies down. As they are looking at each other, Shane asks, Are you feeling sleepy? She replies, The sound of the waves is a bit too loud. Hearing this, he covers her ears with his hands. Lin Yu hugs Shane and falls asleep. In the morning, both of them wake up and go outside to watch the sunrise together. In the next scene, Lin Yu is sitting in a library studying when she gets a call from her senior, who tells her that a professor is going to give a speech. Lin Yu replies, I can't come because I have an exam that day. Shane also arrives at the library where Lin Yu is studying, but he doesn't seem to be able to focus either. Seeing this, Shane asks her, What are you thinking about? She tells him, I received an invitation to a place where the professor is going to give a speech. I want to go, but I can't because I have an exam on the same day. Shane starts comforting her with his words. The next day, Shane is shown standing under Lin Yu's dorm. When Lin Yu arrives, she asks, How did you come so early in the morning? He replies, I want to take you somewhere. He takes her to a library, and seeing this, Lin Yu says, Did you bring me here to study again? Shane says, No, come upstairs with me. There's a surprise for you. He takes her to the top floor, where a screen is playing a video with the sounds of whales. Lin Yu comments, I can't see the whales. Just then, Shane pulls out a box containing a whale necklace that he made himself. He tells her, You are like a whale in my heart, brave and capable of anything. After saying these words, he puts the necklace on her. Lin Yu is very happy hearing this, and they both continue to listen to the sounds of the whales together. In the next scene, Shane has come to attend Lin Yu's favorite professor's speech in her place. He even starts recording it for her. Meanwhile, Lin Yu is shown taking her exam. After quickly finishing her paper, she arrives at the speech but doesn't see Shane. Instead, she quietly sits in one place. After the speech, Lin Yu asks the professor, I heard that you also changed your major? The professor replies, Yes, I did. You should choose the major you enjoy. Don't listen to anyone else. Shane is very happy hearing this because he knew that Lin Yu had chosen her current major because of her mom, but she didn't like it and wanted to go into marketing. After this, when Lin Yu returns to her room, she applies for a transfer. In the next scene, Shane is sitting somewhere waiting for Lin Yu, and soon she arrives. Seeing her, he asks, How was your exam? She replies, It went well. He then gives her his earbuds, and they sit together listening to music. In the next scene, Lin Yu receives an opportunity to work on a project with the company. However, upon arriving, she learns that she would have to move to another city where her mom lives for this job. Hearing this, stays silent. Then the girl says, I'll send you the form. Think about it carefully before replying. Their university has now ended, but the graduation party is still pending. Before that, everyone is packing up their things to leave. One friend is leaving for a job, so Lin Yu asks her, "Will you come to the graduation ceremony?" The friend replies, "Yes." Now all three leave their room feeling quite sad. On the other hand, Shane is attending a lecture and meets that same senior who tells him, "Lin Yu received such a great opportunity, but I forgot to congratulate her." Hearing this, Shane falls silent because Lin Yu hadn't told him anything about the job. He goes to the dorm to meet Lin Yu, and she asks him, "Will you come to the graduation party?" He replies, "Yes, I will come." Then he hugs her. Lin Yu asks, "What happened? You seem a bit weird today." He says, I just wanted to hug you." So Lin Yu hugs him back. After this, Shane takes Lin Yu to his home. Lin Yu says, "It feels like something is missing here." Then they both place a picture of them together in the house. After setting up the house and the bed, they lie down on the bed together. As they look at each other, Shane is about to kiss Lin Yu when her stomach growls from hunger. Hearing this, they both laugh. Later, while Shane is cooking for Lin Yu, she films him, smiling at the sight. As they joke around, Lin Yu receives a call from the company offering her the job because she hasn't responded yet. She still hasn't decided what to do. Finally, the last day of graduation arrives, and everyone is taking pictures together. Lin Yu and Shane also take pictures. Everyone is enjoying their graduation celebration, and only Wang remains single while the rest have paired off. In the next scene, after graduation, all the friends go on a trip together. Lin Yu and Shane sit together, and Lin Yu says, "After this graduation trip, we'll all go our separate ways. Who knows when we'll meet again?" Shane says, "Even if our paths diverge, our friendship will never end." After hearing this, Lin Yu starts to say something, but they hear Wang's voice and go to him. They all stand in front of the ocean, and Wang says, "Whatever you wish for here will come true." Hearing this, they each make a wish one by one. Shane then takes Lin Yu to a lighthouse and tells her, "I've heard that in the morning you can hear whale sounds here, and I want to listen to them with you. I also want to see if it's true." They stand there together, and when morning comes, Lin Yu finally tells Shane that she received a job offer in another city. Shane replies, "I already knew about that." He adds, "But I knew you'd tell me yourself. I just want to say that you should go. It's a great opportunity. If you don't take it, you'll regret it in your life." Then, holding her whale necklace, he says, "I gave you this necklace because I want you to be like a whale, free and doing what you want." Lin Yu starts to tear up. Shane continues, "No matter how far you go, in the end, we will find each other." Lin Yu is happy hearing his words, and the scenes from their journey, from when they met, became friends, and then lovers, are shown. With these memories, the drama ends on a happy note. If you enjoyed this drama, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.